Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and it's time for June-O-ween. We are just a little bit more than halfway to Halloween, and my friend Annie at Crafting with Indiana Jones is hosting a playlist with all kinds of fantastic Halloween inspiration for you all to check out. You can go to the description box below this video to find links to the playlist, Annie's channel, and a few other fun things that you just might enjoy checking out. Let me get into my project for today. I am going to be working with our Haunted Happenings collection today. I am starting to run low on it, and I think our home office is a little bit as well. They just have the paper and laser cut embellishments available. I am a Creative Memories Independent Advisor, and I would love to be your advisor. Feel free to message me through Instagram or Facebook, or email me if you have any questions or scrapbooking needs. But let's get into the project for today. I'm really looking forward to this one. For this challenge, I've created a layout using some scraps I had. Honestly, I'm like I said, I'm running a little bit lower on this collection, and I think it's going to be a good way to show you all how to use some scraps and also show a little bit more about how I scrapbook as well. For the base of this layout, we are going to be using the Phases of the Moon paper on both sides. It has the glittery gold page on the back of it. And we're going to start with the left side of this layout. I also am going to be using some of our bat paper that has the spider webs on the back. And I also pulled out my Bat and Stars border maker cartridge to create an extra border for this page. You do need the border maker system if you are going to purchase any of our border maker cartridges. And we have an orange Phases of the Moon paper. That is what I punched my Bat and Stars border maker border from. And I will talk a little bit more about this scrap when we do our card as well. But I want to start with my Bat and Stars. I did cut at 1/8 of an inch because this one is one of our punch out borders. A lot of times you can tell by looking at the photo on the box as to if it's going to stay with the paper or not, or if it's a chain, if the paper does come completely away as you punch it. I'm going to add some of my repositionable tape runner to my border here. And we are going to place this in the bottom left corner. I actually designed this page to work with my scraps, so we do not have a sketch that we're working from today, and I just put that upside down on the page, so let me flip that. It happens, folks. We're all human, right? And it's an easy fix. I noticed it before I even got it stuck down. So that one is in our bottom corner. I also have a strip of our bat paper that was 5 inches by 2 inches. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to use up a lot of this bat paper on this page. I just thought it really fit kind of a nice, a little bit of a darker page. I don't know if I want to say if it's a darker theme, but the base of the paper is dark and our bat paper is a little bit darker as well. But I'm going to show you actually some pictures on this page, so you can get a feel for some of this. This one's going to be at the edge of my paper, but I wanted to put it 1.5 inches up from the top of my bats. So I'm grabbing out my 0 centering ruler and just putting this up 1.25 inches exactly at the edge of my page there. And then for this one, so bear in mind the paper is directional as well. And I wanted this one, okay, I have 1/4 inch, but then I also have a laser cut that I'm going to run across the top of the page. So hang on, bear with me here. Sometimes I have these planned out a little tighter than other times. I pulled out one of my laser cut borders as well, and this one also has the phases of the moon. And you can see kind of I'm definitely going with the phases of the moon and bat theme for our page. This one is going to get placed on my page. I cut it in half. It's a 12-inch border. I've got the other half over here. Hang on. Because this is going to go across our other half of our page. And I want this 1/4 of an inch down from the top of our page. So I'm going to grab out my ruler on this side. Put that going straight across, and then we are going to place our bat piece. This is 6.5 inches by 6 3/4 inches, and I wanted it an inch down from the bottom of our laser cut. So that's going to be right at the 4, and then I wanted 1/4 of an inch in on my page. So like I said, this one I designed, and so I think I'm following my own instructions here a little bit tighter than what I usually do for some of the sketches, but I just had a vision for where I wanted the things to go on this page. I do have a few stickers left from this collection as well, so if you have these, feel free to add them to your page as well. I have the crescent moon with the black cat we're going to place up here because, you know, it's Halloween. Maybe the cat is hovering by the moon. And then I also have this witch's hat that's going to go down at the bottom of our page. This one is going to go right around here. Okay. And so we're going to hold on. I have my photos here ready to go, but I'm going to wait to put these on until I have both pages down to show you together, both of our pages. So I'm going to hold this one up so you can see the close-up of what I have so far on my page. And there we go. I know it looks a little different than what, you know, when you have your mats and what have you for traditional scrapbooking, but this is just a great way to use up some scraps, and it's maybe a little non-traditional, but it works, and you still can make a beautiful page this way as well. One thing I forgot to mention when I had the other half of the phases of the moon, our laser cut borders are double-sided, so you can see one side is a deeper orange and the other side is more of a yellow. So you can pick which color you want to use on your page. Remember, we were 1/4 inch down on the left side, so we're going to do the same on this side as well. And then I also have the other half of our bat piece. So this is 6 inches. Remember, I cut it at 1/8 of an inch after I punched it out. And you are working on the edge of a paper. So you can see where I have the orange at the top, the orange at the bottom. It's one of those things that I do pay attention to is the color. I am a chef and a food technologist, and it's just one of the things I do. I like the pages to be pleasing to the eye. I like my colors to coordinate and flow. Okay, so I have my 5-inch by 2-inch strip. So I have bats going every direction here. Some you can see are sideways, some are up and down, and it just varies on which strips I had left, what I felt would show well with my photos, and it also is what I had left from the paper and what I could use up from this piece of paper. We're going to start with this bottom right piece. This one is 5 inches by 2 inches, and I want it to be a 1/2 inch above where my bat border is, bat and star border. So that one is going to be at the edge of the page there with this 1/2 inch in between. I also want a 1/2 inch in between my 2 batt pieces that are going to be at the bottom of the page. However, I want this one to be 2 inches up. So 2 inches is going to be here. And then I just want a 1/2 inch in between the two. So let me bring this in and over. Where's my half? 1/2 inch is here. Remember, my 2 inch line is here, so I'm just going to bring it in. And there we go. For that one. And then I do want a 1/4 of an inch from the edge of the page up here for this one. Make sure my bats aren't upside down. And flip my ruler because I was on the wrong edge. So 1/4 of an inch in, and it can be a little bit closer to the top than what our other one was. Let's give it about a 1/2 an inch. I will double check and measure that for you. Just under a 1/2 inch. I'm going to put it down just a hair. There we go. So a 1/2 inch down and a 1/4 of an inch in, whereas our other larger one was an inch down. We also have in our laser cut borders this happy hunting piece. It's, really, we can only go one way with it because of the letters. So this one has a simple white background on it. And you can always cut your letters apart or do with it what you wish, but we're going to go about a 1/4 inch down and a 1/2 inch in for that one as well. And what else do I have? I have a sticker with I believe that's a raven. I think with Happy Hauntings, the Edgar Allan, the Edgar Allan Poe poem that's famous, always brought out at Halloween about the raven. Let's put him down here. All right. So that is our layout. The right side of our page is now done. And then I'm going to bring in my photos and show you all where I'm going to place these. We had the opportunity to go fall of 2023 to Crescent Lake in Oregon for the eclipse. And so these were some of my photos from the eclipse. I haven't trimmed them yet, so I do have some where before I printed, I adjusted them. So that way I know I'm going to be trimming off these white strips from the top and the bottom of my photos. But this is also going to show you how we can get 6 photos on this 2-page layout. I'm just going to layer these 2 in here and give you an idea. You can also use Halloween photos, kids trick-or-treating or dipping for apples. But I just thought my eclipse photos worked. It is the sun and the moon and kind of fit the theme a bit here. For the right side of my page, we are going to put this one up here. And this one down here and this one over here. I am not actually sticking these down yet because I do actually have other pages that I'm going to be putting these on. But I wanted to show you and give you all an idea of how to use these strips. So you can see, like, this piece will be gone. It'll be cut off. So you'll see the top part of the bats down here. My photo will not be covering the raven. That's why you can trim your photos, or you can wait to put your stickers on at the end. But I usually scrapbook with my pages already done because I do so many for YouTube that I work with what is on my page. And also this strip is going to come off here. So I might even move these up just a little bit and you'll see the side and the angle of the bat paper all the way around these two as well. So this is kind of a double mat, if you will, but it's just a different size than what you would typically do. And with this one, you can see from the bottom, from the side and the bottom. So you just see a little strip of the complementary paper but you can also see what is really shining on this page when my photos are on it. You see the photos when you look at it first, and then you kind of say, oh, hey, that's cute. She has some other moons and things and a few bats on the page, but I just really wanted to show you all how I scrapbook a little bit since I don't always take the time to do that. And I hope you all like seeing it. I hope you'll consider subscribing if you're not already one. And I do thank every single one of my subscribers for coming back again and again to see what I am doing next on my channel. I do mix it up a lot, as much as I can. And I just think doing these challenges just help me to bring in extra elements at different times of the year as well. So I hope you all enjoy seeing this layout. I am going to put together a card that I've designed as well. So give me just a moment to get things switched over for that. I have grabbed one of my blank cards from our blank card kit. It's a standard A2 card, 5.5 by 4.25. And we are going to use up some more of the scraps from my Happy Hauntings collection. This one is the Halloween themed paper. It has an orange side and it has the gray stars on the back of it. This is going to go across our card front, and it is 3.5 by 5.5. I want to center it. Let me move my silicone mat over a second. So we have 4.25, so we need 2 1/8 for our card, and this was 3.5. So what was that, 1 3/4 plus a little? 1 3/4 actually is where we're going to be on our zero centering ruler. The purpose of the zero centering ruler is, as it sounds, the 0 is in the middle of the ruler, which helps you to get your items centered better on your pages and on your cards. So that's why when I'm saying 1 3/4, my 0 is in the center of my ruler. So when I say 1 3/4, I am actually at 1 3/4 on either side to center my pieces of paper on my page. Hopefully that helps explain things as to why sometimes my measurements sound a little different, but it's what I'm seeing on my ruler as I'm placing these pieces down on my paper. I'm going to reinforce these corners real quick. I should have done that before I stuck down my paper, but since we measured it, I'm just going to go ahead and use my repositionable tape at each corner, because I am trying to be better about not creating floppy cards. you know. And this one is going to be a little hard if you don't have the stickers. So for this one, I am using several of our leaf stickers as well as a pumpkin. And our pumpkin is going to go down here at the bottom corner. Our mirror is going to go in the middle, but let's see. This one is going to go at the top here. So we kind of, again, I like that repeating colors, and you can see it's also in our mirror, but we also have these leaves that are going to repeat through our shape through our card as well. And this is just one of those things that I look for when I am designing cards or layouts. I especially do look at colors and shapes. It's just one of my things. Like I said, I'm going to use a little bit of my foam tape with my microtip scissors, because my microtip scissors have a special coating and I can cut stickers and sticky things all day. I've even cut through Mod Podge with them and have no repercussions whatsoever. Nothing built up on my scissors after, I think I got them a couple of years ago now. Our trick or treat mirrors going in the middle. And then our purple leaf is going to fall over here. So that is the front of our card. I also have something special for the inside as well, because I had an extra piece, an extra piece of this orange paper. And I thought, you know what, let's go ahead, 3.5 by 5.5 again. And I had a little piece of a spider border. I have learned my lesson. Hang on. I've learned my lesson with making sure to reinforce my corners before I put my paper down in my card again here. And we're going to center it again. And because I also want to talk to you all about a special piece I'm pulling out just for this card. I found it in my, make sure this paper's directional. Let me do one thing at a time here. 1 3/4 is where this should be centered. Okay. There we go. One thing at a time, Catherine. So one of the things I found when I was looking in my Happy Hauntings bag was a bow I had made. And I think this might have been an extra one for another one of Annie's challenges. I did a Halloween garland. And so if you go and check it out, be mindful. It was one of my earlier videos. But it shows you how to do the bows without our envelope and bow creator, which I think is what maybe this one was made on, but the ones on that garland were not. So I have a little bow that's going to go through here. And this just kind of reminded me so much of Gomez Addams, you know, from the Addams family. I just thought I love this paper. And then we're going to add these spiders going across the top because, you know, it's a Halloween card. Let's have some fun and just make it kind of creepy also, I guess, a little bit. And then finally, I had this extra 1 inch by 3.5 inch piece also of that orange, same orange paper that we're just going to run through the center of the card here. And if you don't want to put it in the center on this side because you're probably going to write, you know, your invite to a Halloween party or something on this side, you can always take this extra strip and put it on the back as well. But I just thought it added a little extra to our card in the middle. So here is the inside of our card. Like I said, you can invite them to people to a Halloween party. You can invite them to go trick-or-treating, or you can just send, you know, Halloween greetings to somebody that might need it. That's it. I am done. I hope you all have enjoyed this June-O-ween layout and card that I've put together for you using our Happy Hauntings collection. I do want to thank Annie again so much for hosting this playlist. I love these creative challenges, and I appreciate you all checking out what I've done. Until next time.